So the first question to you, Shane, is one of the top questions that we get as youth leaders / youth pastors is, how do you know God is real outside of the Bible?
So that's a great question. And I think it's a worthy question to continually be asked. It goes back to the existentialist versus nihilistic approach and the secularist approach to life and why life is here on earth. I think the biggest argument for God's existence is morality. You know, you can debate the science and say, oh, well, we evolved from monkeys. Okay, let's say you did. Let's just give it the benefit of the doubt and say that we did.
Right.
The biggest argument still, where does morality come from? There is, you cannot scientifically prove that morality comes from anything. Maybe there's science out there that says, hey, there's morality. But so far from what I've heard from secular atheists, the leading argument that I've heard is that it's groupthink, that morality comes from whatever the group says is good for society. And that is not possible.
Yeah, so pretty much what the majority says.
Right.
Yeah.
How can you have something objective? How can I say this water bottle or this water tastes good? I don't know how I'm going to let me rethink about how I'm going to say this. Let's just make this easier. How can I say for example, truth, or I'm trying to think of something here. Murder.
Yeah.
Let's just jump right into it. Murder. How can I say that murder is evil if there is no objective standard of what good and evil are? If no one is telling me what is good and what is evil, how can I say something is good? How can I say something evil if it's just the collective mind of everyone saying, no, that's evil, murder is evil, rape is evil, incest is evil, all those things are evil? How can we say that if there's not something outside of us, outside of ourselves, that's saying that, yeah, this is evil? You can't. You can't do that. And so I think, again, the moral argument is the biggest argument for why God exists.
Because pretty much, in regards to murder, I think from the naturalistic viewpoint, typically the argument is if it's causing someone pain, you don't want to cause someone pain,
right.
So you don't want to murder anybody, because
right.
Would you want someone to murder you? No, so that's why it's evil.
Right, but how do you...
Bam, mic drop, right?
Yeah, that's what you think.
But
then the question goes to say, I know that's not the position you hold, but
right.
The question goes to say against that is, why does it matter? Because you're going to die anyways, There's nothing to concern yourself with. In regards to that, if I stab you right now, big deal for you. That sucks for you, but for me, if I stab you and I steal all your stuff, I get more stuff and I get to live on.
Yeah.
And I can just avoid people from stabbing me, pretty much. I can just run away from people.
Right.
Or shoot them or kill them or whatever to protect myself.
Yeah, going into survival of the fittest, because it
Right.
kind of fits in with Darwin's theory. Not that I don't think Darwin was an atheist, but if it's survival of the fittest, that fits in with the worldview, with the evolutionistic, atheistic worldview. Just survival of the fittest. If you can get away with something, why wouldn't you do it?
Right.
I know one of the scenarios that I like to give in my talks is, if you had a button right in front of you, and that button would steal $1 from every single bank account in the entire world, and it would be deposited in your bank account, and with no possibility of it being tracked back to you, would you push that button?
Heck yeah. No.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, more often than not, they say, yeah, push that button. And so there we go. We're forming ideas of what's right and what's wrong by the ability of whether we get caught, and not on the core meaning that stealing is just wrong.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the amount is, you just should not do that.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the excuse is, well, what about stealing if you're starving? Yeah, there are the excuses like that, but more often than not, that's not the case.
Right. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like the analogy of, if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? And there are people who literally argue, no, it doesn't make a sound. I'm like, I want to throw something at your head right now because you're an idiot. Yes, it makes a sound. If a tree falls in the forest, of course it makes a sound.
But how do you know?
How about I punch you in the face? And everyone else will close their eyes, and we'll see if it makes a sound.